Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to review together a new brand that I have not heard of in the past. It is called ITY and it is actually the sister brand to the well-known lip products brand ITY. This is a brand that is from China and they have kindly sent me their newest collection to test out and show you guys the colors of and just do a honest review on it. This was not obligated for me to post, but I thought I wanted to as well because I love the brand ITY. I've talked about it a lot. It's an underrated brand and I was like, a sister brand, let's try that out. I was given 10 shades, so what we're going to do today, I thought it would be really fun if we just do a swatch fest. And you can see I'm wearing one of the colors on me right now. Love it. And what we're going to do is we're going to swatch all 10 shades, not only on my lips, on my arms, but I want to show a comparison of what it looks like when it's on my lips as a really subtle ombre lip versus something more opaque like this. In between takes, I will be wiping off my lipstick and applying some purple cream to like moisturize it, but it will get a bit hectic just to let you guys know. At the end of this video, I'm also going to do a comparison of formulas. What does it feel like compared to lipsticks you might already have in your collection, especially if you are an Asian beauty lover, so K-beauty, C-beauty, J-beauty, all that jazz. I'm going to give you guys some comparisons for the formula so you know what it feels like and just do a final recap and review. Without further ado, let's get to swatching. The first shade we are going to put onto the lips is the shade Ruby, which is a true bright red and it is perfect for any glam occasion. So this is what it looks like as an ombre and a little bit of a smudging motion going on here. This is not fully opaque and this is something that you can wear every day just on the center of your lips and blur it out a tiny bit, and you can see it instantly just makes your features stand out a lot more. This is what it looks like when it's fully opaque. You can see it really is like that true glam red, and my face looks so pale in comparison because of how bright this is. And this is what I think the perfect red lip looks like on my skin tone, and I'm like a neutral, more yellow based skin color. This is absolutely incredible. The next shade we are going to try on is the shade Radiance, which is this beautiful strawberry pink. And again, I'm going to just show you guys what it looks like on the center of my lips first. It's very pink. It definitely is like a springtime lippy. And I think my lips have been stained a little bit from the shade Ruby, so I'm going to get a little bit of foundation and just cover up the edges. That's much better. You can definitely see the shade Radiance a lot more. It's definitely a lot pinker and cooler compared to Ruby. Ruby was a more neutral shade. This is a lot on the cooler side and very cute for every single day. Now let's make it opaque. It's definitely a lot more wearable than I expected. I thought it'd be more like a neon pink, you can see from the tube, but no, this is really nice. It's just a cool toned pink and it almost looks red as well because it's so intense. Now you can see that I'm more of a warm tone girly because it's making my skin look a little bit dull, but I think this will be really cute as like a almost dramatic lip for anyone that's cool tone. And this pink is definitely not emphasizing like the yellow in your skin as well. Very, very pretty. Next is the shade Orchid, which is a more bubblegum pink than the previous one, and this one's definitely more tinging purple. So this one is a true cool pink. Oh yeah, this is definitely purple. It looks more pink, but it is definitely a purple. This is the shade that reminds me of early like 2000s, 2010s like Chinese dramas. Like this is the like exclusive lip shade like I swear everyone used back then. Just this kind of bubblegum pink and this tint of purple. Definitely not something I would reach for every single day, but it is a look. Now let's make it more opaque. There we are. Here is on purple. Definitely purple. I don't have a single shade like this in my collection. It's very unique, and again, cool tone girlies will love it, or just for like a day when you want like a different kind of color for your lips. I think this is quite interesting. I'm not saying I would wear it often, but it is definitely a look. Next is the shade Petal. Now we're moving on to the more neutral colors, and I want to swatch from the reds then to the browns because I feel like that'll be a nicer progression. But let's swatch this one onto the lips. I would say this is the shade that is the closest to my natural lip color. You can see it's not that obvious and it's starting to have hints of brown in it. It's very natural when you just put a little bit on the center of your lips, but it definitely adds some extra color. It still has that more cooler undertone to it, I would say, almost like a sand color. This is on when it's fully opaque. I think this would be the perfect lippy for like an underneath underpaint for your lips. So you guys know when I do ombre lips, I like to use a very light lipstick as the base and then a darker on the center of my lips. This will be perfect for the all over base because it's so similar to my natural lip color. I feel like this is like the 2016-2015 Insta Baddie nude lip. This is so reminiscent of that. It's like this beigey kind of just neutral shade for every single like cut crease look. Next, it's the shade Berrylicious, and I think this is the last one in the more like red pink collection. This is again a cooler shade as well. This has more hints of brown in it. You can see the brown definitely is peeking through a lot more, and as an ombre lip, it is definitely something that's a little bit more subtle, but it gives you such like a cool feeling. This is like the lipstick I feel like all like the cool girls wear. They're like, oh, I'm indifferent about the world, I'm so nonchalant. This is it on. It looks very similar to Petal. I would say it's just a little bit cooler. It has more of that grey purple undertone to it, but aside from that, definitely a nude lip, especially for someone who has a little bit of like a darker skin tone than me. This would look really nice as a nude. This one gives me like a just kind of cool nude look, and I feel like again that Insta Baddie look we really loved back in like 2016. Lips are officially dying. They are very sore, but we're halfway there. Now we're going to go to the browns. Next is the shade Embered. This is a beautiful orange brown. This is a very pretty, everyday, kind of almost peachy look. And this is the lipstick that, you know, is my comfort zone. Again, when it's just a light layer, it's very, very soft. It's like a barely there kind of situation because it's so similar to my skin tone. It's this kind of middle shade. It's not too dark or not too light as well. Because this nude is more warm and it has that like brown orange undertone that I love so much. It looks like one of those like ginger snap cookies, but there's a shade later called Ginger, which I love even more. But this is the shade I would normally wear with most of my looks because it complements everything. You can go with a bright eye, you can go with like a simple. This one is just one of those like no-brainer shades that just looks good for people like me with like I would say like a light skin tone and fairly warm neutral. The shade Ginger that I was talking about earlier, this is my favorite shade in the entire collection because it is that shade where it's a little bit different from everyday's nude, but it's still like nude enough for me to wear like with every single look. And you'll see it's this beautiful orange brown that is with a warm undertone. Look at that on the center of my lips, just a little bit. It adds a little bit of color and it just makes my face look more cohesive. I just love how it looks. Normally I'll put like a lip liner over it, like a pinkier one, just to combat the brown so it looks a little bit more natural. And also I wouldn't have foundation all over my lips, so it looks a lot better normally because my lips are a little bit pink anyway. So yeah, I really like this shade. It's just like a little bit more special than a normal nude. This is it fully applied and it is like a brown shade. It's like a, definitely like a ginger cookie, but I want to say it almost looks like a pumpkin spice latte shade. It's just so pretty. Is it just, am I the only one seeing it? Because I love these kind of shades. They just look like they make my face and my makeup look more cohesive, yet it's not adding something super strong to it. Because I guess normally my eyeshadow is like this kind of shade anyway, so it just draws and ties everything in together and it still makes my complexion brighter and doesn't look out of place at all. Next is the shade Apricot, which I think is a more of a true brown and it's like almost an apricot seed. Can we see how brown that is? And it's definitely like a neutral cool shade. Again, more of that inside of the apricot. It's like a juicy orange or anything, but think definitely very cool. Makes me look a little bit sickly though. I think it might be just, this is more of like a more intense lip, so you want to put it all over as an opaque color. There we are. Definitely like a gray brown kind of situation, and whilst I don't love this on me, I think this would be great for anyone with cool tones or just like a deeper skin tone. I mean, this would look absolutely gorgeous. And again, definitely like that cool vibes. If I had like a really cool eyeshadow going on, then this will work. Like everything cool tone, this will be beautiful. Next is the shade Earthy, which is such a unique shade. This is such a true brown, and I think this is such a cool color and I actually really enjoy it. I'll show you guys as an ombre lip. Definitely earthy. This is like a perfect name to describe it. And on the center of my lips, when you just put a little bit on, look at that. It looks so unique. I just think this is such a cool color. Again, with a lip liner and actual like outlines on my lips, this will be gorgeous. I would describe this as a gray with hints of brown, and definitely again, cool tone. But this one makes me feel really cool. And I think that because it's such a unique shade, I really like it and I'm drawn towards it. Definitely don't have anything else like this in my collection, and kind of works with this look as well. Like, I like it. It's really cute. The last shade we're gonna try on is Truffle, and look at this. This is even darker. This is like almost like black. This is such a dark brown, and honestly when I saw it I was like, whoa, that is such a unique, this could be eyeshadow. Yeah, when you only put a little bit on like this, you definitely look like you're getting poisoned. And because this is so pigmented, it is a little bit patchier than the rest of the formulas, I would say. But far away, I think it's not that obvious, but definitely you look like you're getting poisoned. So let's put it on opaque. That will really show it off. Do I not look like Kim Possible? Like, this is such a cool, like, dramatic lip. I've never owned a black lipstick before, and this is like the closest I'll get to it. And you can see it does get a little bit patchier just because this is so pigmented, and it's the most opposite of our lip shades. Our lip shades are usually quite light in comparison, and because this one is so dark, it wants to cover it up. It's easier to see the mistakes, and because it's such a soft cloudy texture as well, it will like smudge and it won't be as smooth in comparison. But far away, like, no one's gonna say anything. My teeth look so white with this lipstick. I love it, but definitely not something I would wear every day. Maybe for like a costume or something like cool, and I just want to like, you know, rock up with something like this. But I like this shade. I think it's cute. But that concludes all 10 shades and the swatches. I hope you guys like it. Now for the final part of the video, I want to share with you guys some lipstick formulas that I feel are very similar to this release, and then you guys get a feel of what it would actually feel like on the lips, not just from my videos and color swatches. Of course, I have to mention an ITY because they are sister brands. So this is the formula I feel like is the closest. These are their Shiro Super Matte Lip and Cheek muds. So this is actually something you can use on your cheeks as well. I don't, just because it's a little bit drying, but they are just so good as a lipstick. They are this beautiful kind of moussey texture as well. And I just think that this is the perfect comparison for these lipsticks. So similar. It's really hard to tell the difference. I would just say probably the ITY ones are a tad more softer, and they feel like they're a bit more cushiony, but very similar. And something else that is really similar is probably the Romand Zero Velvet Tints. Similar situation where it's very velvety, it moves around a little bit, almost like a souffle and cloud. And I would say the main difference is this one does actually wear a bit longer, and it doesn't transfer as much in comparison to the Romand ones. This Romand formula, if you guys saw my reviewing all Romand lipstick formulas, I don't like the fact that it transfers. This one also transfers, but it's a lot better. Especially this is something a lot more pigmented as well. But yeah, this is that similar texture as well to that. And something else you guys might be really familiar with is the Rare Beauty lip souffles. I think this is also that similar cloudy texture, but this one is a little bit more slippery, whereas the ITY one is a lot more like, it stays in place, especially for the colors that aren't too intense. You guys would have seen the really dark ones, they did get a little bit patchy and they slip a little bit more, but that's more with the pigment. This one is more like almost lighter, I would say. It's more, I wouldn't say watery, but it's a lighter consistency than the ITY one. ITY ones are a bit more heavier, but that is it for comparison for formulas, and I hope you guys found it useful. Honestly, this was such a fun video to film. I love swatches, although it was a lot and I took a lot of time to film this. I hope it's really useful and helpful for you guys, because I love it when I see like people swatch an entire collection, so I get to see what it looks like on people. And I also chose an eyeshadow look that is a lot more like neutral and it worked with most colors, so I thought that would be really helpful. But let me know if you're interested in this brand, because I actually really like the formula. This is something I would go for if I want a matte lipstick, because it's not super like drying on the lips. Of course it was a bit intense for me to swatch everything, but it is something that I feel like is comfortable and I enjoy wearing on my lips, and it doesn't have like those huge like smile cracks you can see. I like to make really dramatic expressions with my mouth and face, so this one doesn't really like settle in onto the lip lines, anything. It just looks really good. I really like the formula, and I don't know if I mentioned the price. I don't think I mentioned the price. Oh my gosh, it is so affordable. It is a really affordable formula, and this brand in general is really affordable. I think the only issue is it's a little bit like hard to access because there are not that many brands and shops that carry it, but I will list some down below where you can get it. But yeah, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. If you did like it, please give it a thumbs up or even subscribe to my channel, and please let me know down below what you would like to see from me in the future. And again, massive thank you to the brand for sending me these 10 shades. They are absolutely incredible, and honestly, I wouldn't have used most of these shades or bought them myself. Like, this is just an incredible time to try on all these shades, and yeah, always excited to discover a new brand, especially one that's actually of quality. So that is it for today, and I'll see you guys in the next video.